genre.
In the world of Hollywood, movies get greenlit and redlit. They get remade and rebooted. But we are the Ideal. I'm Sam Gasch, and you are listening to Ideal Remake. Thank you for listening to Ideal Remake. We take movies that either have been, will be, or should be remade and talk about what the ideal version of that remake would be. Mephistopheles went down to Texas and he was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind because he was way behind and he was willing to make a deal. When he came across this young man riding his cycle and riding it hot, and Mephistopheles appeared to him and said, "Boy, let me tell you what. I guess you didn't know it, but I've had a rider or two. And if you care to take a dare, I'll make a deal with you. Now, you ride a pretty good motorbike, and you're never black and blue. Sell me your little old soul, and then you're on a roll, because I think I'm hiring you." And the boy said, "My name's Johnny, and it might be a sin, but I'll take your deal, and you're going to reveal that I'm the best there's ever been."
Oh my god! I had to hold my laugh this entire time.
You did great.
Because I didn't want my laugh to overpower the whole thing.
So, Yusuf Nash, is Ghost Rider a movie that has been, will be, or should be remade?
Yes, and yes. Oh my god.
Man. Welcome back to Season 9 of Ideal Remake.
Oh, what a way to open this season. Oh my gosh. Oof. Oh boy, this is a great opener. Oh my god.
So when I'm sitting down to watch this movie on Thursday, the movie opens with like a, to every generation, there's a chosen rider. And this, I'm like, am I watching Buffy again?
Yeah.
It literally opened with that, and I'm just like, it's like a deal with the devil, but it's not a deal with the devil in Buffy, but it's like literally, it was a to every generation opening monologue, and I'm like, what the hell are we doing?
Every generation there's someone that does thing, and you gotta fight the thing before
the Ghost Rider.
Every generation, even though there's 2 Ghost Riders in this generation, according to this movie, so.
Yeah. So, like, anyway, I mean, one of them is arguably a ghost, but we'll come back to that.
Yeah.
Because of what I know about Ghost Rider lore, which is not nothing. But yeah, I spent the whole movie having the Devil Went Down to Georgia stuck in my head. Because, like, you get to the point in Devil Went Down to Georgia and he says, "My name's Johnny," and his name is Johnny Blaze!
We started off great, right?
It was distracting.
Yeah, it was.
So welcome back to Ideal Remake.
It's good to be back.
It's the first time you were on, we talked about the Ang Lee's The Hulk.
Yep.
And now we're talking about Nicolas Cage's
Ghost Rider.
How you doing, Yusuf?
I'm doing great. Yeah, getting through life. Now I'm here. So yeah.
Fantastic. Do you remember how... You know what, before I ask that, for people who... It's been a while since they heard your episode about the Hulk, tell us a little bit about yourself before we jump in.
Yeah, my name is Yusuf Nash. I'm a son of Iraqi immigrants. I'm an Air Force veteran, and I'm a huge nerd. Yeah, if you can't tell, like, I like to write a lot of nerdy stuff, so sci-fi, fantasy. Huge comic book nerd. Play a lot of video games. I guess I'm not the chosen video game writer to come here, but, I guess... Selling for comic book writers just as good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, huge fan of comics. Grew up with Marvel, reading a lot of DC. Currently, I'm working at the Warner Brothers retail store, so yeah, I'm kind of like more immersed in DC, paraphernalia at the moment, and I'm becoming more of a DC nerd as Marvel's like kind of going there. But
yeah.
Hulk still rocks though. Like the Hulk comics, still great.
Do you remember the first time you saw the Ghost Rider movie?
God, I think when it first came out in theaters. I know that for sure, because I actually went with a bunch of friends of mine, and we thought it was the stupidest movie we've ever seen.
Oh, for sure.
But one thing we took away from it is the whole finger pointing thing he does, and we just keep seeing it. We just see each other across the quad and be like, "Guilty."
Yeah. Innocent. And it's like, you've got an interesting view on... It's fine, just do your little movie. I've always looked up to cops, and when I retire someday, I hope to myself become a motorcycle cop. And we're just like, oh,
there's a lot of things about this movie that I forgot. Like, a lot of things. And by a lot, I mean like 99.99% of this movie.
Yeah. I watched this movie 2 days ago, and it's already kind of melting away.
Yeah,
it is tragically a nothing burger of a movie.
It's the biggest problem with the movie, and I guess we could talk more about it as we get into the plot, but it's like, there were so many moments where it was trying to be like a serious kind of Oscar-like movie, you know?
Yeah.
Like I feel like the writer and director, whose name is leaving me right now,
Mark Steven Johnson.
It really felt like he was trying to do something that, like, a 90s movie would encapsulate a, like, Oscar kind of movie with, like, it has to have these tones and these beats and these kind of lines. You know, like, there's one moment where, like, there's a couple of moments where, like, Nick Cage mentioned, like, oh, I'm doing this for a second chance. And Sam Elliott was like, so when you did it, why did you do it? He was just like, I only got regret. And he just walked away. I butchered the line. I butchered the moment. But it was a moment that meant to, like, have you bring out the emotion of second chances. The idea, like, you were expecting him to say a second chance, but he said something else, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like those kind of beats and moments, if you, like, you know, that happens.
Yeah, you can kind of, like, see those threads, like, kind of going throughout of, like, the whole, like, narration by Sam Elliott, where, like, he's like, well, he was just a simple boy just working on his little motorbike, and, like, then the devil came down and unfortunately had a deal he couldn't refuse. And But then, like, you get to the end of the movie, it's like, you made the deal for the right reasons, son. I've been waiting for a boy like you. And it's like, really? Okay. Sure. And, like, and so, like, and they keep, I wish the performances in the movie were better. I wish any of the acting in the movie was good. It's not. And, like, I don't have necessarily a problem with any of the special effects. I think the special effects are fine. If
especially
anything,
for the
they're
time.
decent. Yeah,
yeah,
like,
especially for the time to, like, whoa, like...
that is what they can hang their hat on. Like, I'm sorry, hang their chains on. But, like, that's kind of all it's got.
Yeah.
It's just, like, kind of limping from one cool special effects scene to another.
Yeah.
But, like, the special effects that Ghost Rider were doing were great. But then, like, the three other elemental monsters were all terrible, save one moment. And the one moment was when there's the rock guy who kind of coalesces, and that's fine. There's the wind guy who kind of blows in. And then when the water guy comes in, his eye is melting off, and he has to pick it up, flick it away, and then his eye reappears.
Yeah.
That was genuinely dope.
Yeah.
And then nothing that good happens with the three of them. Like, all three of their deaths are stupid.
You can't catch the wind. I'm just gonna fucking throw
and,
my whip around.
Cool, and the wind, I'm gonna let this happen.
Yeah, I could have just flown myself away and disappeared. Like, this character, like, literally, like, dissipates into air, then reappears, right? Like, this guy could have done that at that moment where Ghost Rider took his whip, started, like, circling around like his little tornado, creating, like, a flame and just sucking this guy in.
Yeah.
He could have just easily flew away, but no, he just, like, stood there and be like, why'd you do it? What's going on? Oh, God. Oh!
It's awful. And then the moment at the end when the water guy pulls Ghost Rider off his bike and they are in water, Ghost Rider gets so hot that just the water guy evaporates, none of the other water around him.
Yeah.
It is genuinely bullshit.
Absolutely. And, like, much your point is, like, we're going to get into more of our... Like, you can't help but rewrite the whole movie as you're watching it.
Yes, 100%.
And like, that moment's like, oh, like, it would have been so cool if the entire water dissipates. So at the moment, like, camera zooms out, and he's just standing on the floor, and you just see steam all around him, you know?
That's what you want to happen.
Yeah.
And it doesn't.
Yeah. And I understand, like, constraints and effects and all that stuff, but, like, it's very easy to drain out water on a soundstage and just, like, reshoot that moment, especially when he's all 3D effects, right?
Here's the thing. If Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer can have a moment when Johnny Storm steps out of the shower soaking wet in order to flirt with the person who's in the movie now, he goes from being soaking wet to dry and all of the steam rises off of him. If they can do that, Johnny Blaze can, like, fucking, like, evaporate some water. It's fine.
Absolutely.
Like, I know that you guys are burning your entire $110 million budget on special effects and making the fire not look terrible. Which, to their credit, for 2007, that fire looks pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Like, the only time the fire looks vaguely weird is one moment when he has his weird blue flames and Eva Longoria goes to put a hand on his cheek and, like, his face has a Photoshop filter effect bring his face back in.
Yeah.
That looks terrible, but, like, that's not the fire's fault.
Yeah.
And, like, even, like, his first changing sequence when his skin and hair and everything is burning away looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Full credit to, like, the special effects people. They did a bomb-ass job.
Yeah, absolutely. And that definitely was the shining point. But it also felt like they put all the resources on him.
Yeah.
You know, which I'm not gonna blame them a lot because especially this is like the first time we're gonna see Ghost Rider in this kind of capacity.
Yeah.
So like it was never been done before, and so to seeing that for the first time was great. It's just it'd be great if they had the same amount of effort for the other kind of villains, because one of the biggest complaints I have about is like Blackheart in general, because in the comics
you mean the Buffy the Buffy reject?
Yeah, the Buffy reject,
the Buffy vampire reject or whatever?
Exactly, yeah, because that's basically what he was, just a dude with like grayish blue skin, and you see his teeth once in a while.
Yeah.
But like in the actual comics, Blackheart is this like giant, like dark, furry looking creature with these like long ass dreads and plain red eyes. He doesn't even have a mouth or a nose. It's just like a plain face with like eyes.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was like a very like metal looking character, and he's like very threatening, and like they didn't even like give us. And the closest hint we got to it is that later in the movie he just got red eyes. So that's it.
And that was because he absorbed the like souls and became Legion or whatever he is. Because I am Legion because I am many.
Many.
And it's just he moves around like he doesn't even look like he's more powerful. He looks like he's weaker, and then obviously he is. But like, what a disappointing finale. Like, here's the thing. I love the ironic twist of the ending, and we'll get to that. But like, yeah, I understand that Blade was popular at the time. Mm-hmm. Come on, guys. He is the son of the devil. I guess Mephistopheles isn't the devil, but like whatever.
Yeah, I mean, in the Marvel universe, he is like Mephisto. So in the comic series, he's called Mephisto.
Yeah.
So like, but he's literally like all like Satan, the devil, all things in one, because he like makes his appearance and whatever.
Sure.
Like in the original Ghost Rider comics, which I had the giant Essentials Volume 1 right here. I had to show Sam that this is what I've been reading. But it was like originally like he made the deal with Satan, but then later it was revealed that it was like, oh, it was Mephisto this whole time, So
but it is suggesting that Satan and Mephisto are two different people.
They're the same person.
They are the same person.
Mephisto showed up to Johnny Blaze as Satan.
Ah.
Yeah.
And so Mephisto is Satan?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So like in the Marvel universe, like Mephisto is just like the devil saying all of those things in one.
Got it. Just the syntax of the way those sentences were structured is it's like he showed up as Satan, but it was actually Mephisto, implying that they're different. But he showed up as Satan, but he was Mephisto. But Satan and Mephisto are the same person.
Yeah,
it's like two sides of the same.
Yeah. So he's like he's definitely like Mephisto's definitely like the devil in the Marvel universe. He's the guy in charge of all of hell.
Got it. So then basically Blackheart is essentially the Antichrist.
Pretty much, yeah.
And should be treated as such.
Yes and no. I mean, because once again, going to comic book lore.
Sure, please.
So, like, in the comic books, Blackheart was actually created by Mephisto. Like, he went to this place called Christ Town, and there was, like, so much sin going on.
No way.
Yeah, I know, right? There was, like, so much, like, sin and murder going on in this town that he combined all the souls together and created Blackheart. And then he commanded Blackheart to, like, lure Daredevil into hell. But Blackheart failed, and he's just like, oh, you're no son of mine, so you're trapped in Earth.
So then the origin of Blackheart is that his origin is being the combined souls from a truly evil town of like murderers and terrible human beings.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I know Legion, something else.
Yeah, completely something else.
Completely something else. There was a whole show about it.
There is, yeah. And a video game.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
I imagine multiplayer is very difficult.
Yeah, it very is.
It takes some interesting ideas, and we'll get back to it, because there's an idea I really want to play with. But let's do a quick run through of the movie, because I think we're going to throw a lot of that away.
We definitely are, especially with what I've rewritten, so...
Like, we start with this whole, like, with something that feels like studio notes.
Yeah.
Which is... young Johnny Blaze, young Eva Longoria were like dating and teenagers and kids, but Johnny Blaze is like doing Texas fairs with his dad, and the dad's like, no one will ever be around, no one will ever love you, because like, who would ever love you when you're just like gonna definitely die soon? And Johnny Blaze is there going, yeah. Meanwhile, instead of, you're fine, you lived.
Yeah, right.
It's like doing Daredevil, Evel Knievel stuff.
Yeah.
But Johnny finds out, and so Johnny's going to run away with Eva Longoria, but then he finds out that his dad has cancer. So Mephisto shows up and is like, what if he didn't, though? And Johnny's like, I'll take that. Mm-hmm. And so the dad's cured of cancer and then immediately dies in...
There's that dumb line of healthy as a horse. He's like, Mephisto's like, by tomorrow he'd be healthy as a horse.
Yep.
Next day he's like, man, the cancer's gone. I feel like I'm healthy as a horse. And he puts out his hand and walks away.
Yeah. And then like he dies for some reason. And I'm like, okay. What... Sure.
Yeah. And
it wasn't a monkey's paw.
It really wasn't, right? And And the idea was like, oh, I'll cure your dad of your cancer, but I never promise that he won't die in a car accident, you know?
Yeah. Like, so then what's the point?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's it doesn't, it feels bad. And I understand that he's the devil or whatever, but like, it's the sort of thing that I feel like should feel bad over time instead of immediately, as opposed to, I sold my soul so my dad died faster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then Johnny Blaze is all sad and he drives off and leaves teenage Eva Longoria behind, who I thought looked a lot like her. And then I looked up that actress and I'm like, no, she's white.
Yeah. I know. It's like so weird. It's like, wow, did they like de-age her? The de-age technology existed back then? It's like, what?
No. They just made a white lady tan.
Yeah. And gave her that little dimple on her
the beauty mark?
Yeah, the beauty mark, you know.
Yep. It's, well.
Yeah, well.
So then we get to the future. Johnny Blaze has like a whole team and crew where he does like even bigger stunts. He's not just a state fair daredevil. Now he is essentially Evel Knievel.
Yeah, but he's so big that he like sells out stadiums and like he got his own fan group that follows him everywhere.
Has never made sense to me because like you sell out a stadium for what is at most 10 seconds.
I know. And that's crazy, but I'm also thinking, like, has Evel Knievel had this large fan? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember when I was a kid, there was some big Evel Knievel stunt where he jumped over a bunch of, like, semis or whatever.
Yeah.
And they were showing it on TV.
Yeah.
And I remember it was a full stadium. We saw it on TV. It was the whole thing.
Wow. Okay.
And I don't even remember if he made the jump, but it was, like, one of those things where, like, he was largely fine.
Uh-huh.
But, like, yeah, something like that. But, like, either way, it strains credulity a little bit, but we'll accept it. Mm-hmm. But basically, it's Nicolas Cage now, who looked nothing like his teenage self. And he is a really big weirdo.
Yeah.
One, he is doing all these big stunts because he knows he sold his soul to the devil and the devil doesn't want him to die.
Yeah.
And two, he just watches cartoons and eats candy all day.
I know, right? Yeah, jelly beans specifically.
Jelly beans.
Like, everyone around him in his truck is, like, drinking beer. It's like, yeah, man, you want something? Oh, no, I'm thinking. He has, like, a martini glass full of jelly beans, and he just, like, chews.
And, like, the Mac is, like, playing the Johnny Blaze video game.
Yeah.
As if he's fucking Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
And it's, like, but he's just it's a level of weird that I'm just like, no, if you know you can't die, you're gonna drink and smoke and do all the other things.
Yeah.
What do you do? And so then, like, he has all that, but then he, like, goes home and it's a bunch of theology books. Like,
I know.
It's Faust and everything else. And he's, like, trying to find a way, but also his life isn't worth living.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's like, I'm so miserable.
And then, like, Eva Longoria shows up and she's, like, a reporter now. And she's like, so what's your deal? And he's like, I'm gonna be really weird at you, but you're gonna be into that? And she's like, I so am.
And God, like, that whole sequence just came out of nowhere. Like,
yeah.
It's like, and here's that sequence where it's like, I don't want to talk to any reporters. She shows up. How about you talk to an old friend? Oh, okay. They start talking. So she's asking him questions, and he's just like, you still look pretty. Like, I heard you were married. That never worked out. Oh, you want to go on a date? What?
No.
And just, like, out of nowhere, he just, like, kissed her, like, out of fucking nowhere. And it's just
No.
It was that scene. It was the end of that. Or was that the next scene?
He chases her down on the highway.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Like, she says no thank you and leaves with the camera guy. And then he blows through his stunt because she didn't want to stick around and watch him do the stunt because she never liked seeing him put himself in danger.
Yeah.
So he does the stunt, does it super fast. Everyone's cheering, and he stays on his motorcycle and drives down the highway chasing down the van.
Yeah.
Catches up. It's the most charismatic he is the whole movie.
Yeah.
And like, he does a bunch of weird tricks at the side, and then eventually, like, pulls in front of the van and makes them stop, blocks off the highway, and then gets her out of the van, kisses her, and he's like, will you have dinner with me? And she's like, okay, fine, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm staying at this hotel, 8 o'clock, don't be late. And he's like, you got it.
Yeah.
And then they drive off, and then, like, everyone who was stopped on the highway, like, runs up and is like, oh my god, you're Johnny Blaze. My sister really likes you. Will you sign our autograph book or something?
Yes.
And so, but then later that night, before he goes on his date, Mephisto shows up and was like, so Blackheart broke out of hell and he assembled some guys, so I'm gonna, like, call in that favor you owe me. No thank you. Tough shit. And then Johnny Blaze turns into Ghost Rider and misses the date. At the date, Eva Longoria, who is Eva Longoria and looks gorgeous in every moment of every day she's ever lived in, is having a mental breakdown to the point where, as the date progresses and she's just drinking more and more wine, she leans over to the waiter and goes, you think I'm pretty, right? And the waiter goes, whatever.
And it's like, who are you?
Absolutely not.
Like,
I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit, but like, she then finds Johnny Blaze at some other thing, and other stuff's going on, and she yells at him, like, how dare you stand me up? I'm, like, good. I'm glad. And she, like, shouts at him and yells at him and like, berates him. Rightly so, from her perspective, and also from everyone's perspective. And then the next time we see... So Date yells at him, and then the time we see her after that, she shows up at his apartment and goes, I shouldn't have yelled at you. That was wrong. And we're like, the fuck you...
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, this... supermodel keeps presenting herself to like Johnny Blaze is like, I don't know what to tell you, but clearly you're the only man who's ever been the guy for me. And it's like, you're Eva Longoria.
Yeah, you probably have a line. There's a line for you outside.
There's so many people. It doesn't matter. But like, anyway,
yeah.
Ghost Rider stuff, please.
Yeah, Ghost Rider stuff. But I mean, the biggest thing I have is just like, this guy left you when you were kids, and you just show up and sound like you're back in love with him. Like, he didn't put any work, he didn't put any effort, he didn't like show like, I'm the right one for you, you know? No. Instead, like, she just sees him just like, oh my god, like, I just can't get over you. It's like, girl, you're an adult.
I don't think anyone in this movie is an adult. She's a teenager who has no sense of self-worth. He's a child who watches cartoons and eats candy all day.
Yeah. And
then he, like, gets his superpowers and then, like, goes on his, like, weird killing spree. And was like, yeah, look at how cool I am. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, presumably Mac is his friend.
Yeah.
Mac is killed. Mac is the only adult in the whole movie.
Yeah,
He's like, you shouldn't do this. It's not worth it. Like, come on, man, let's think. His death is a side note in Eva Longoria being kidnapped by Blackheart.
Yeah.
Mac, the person who there should have been, like, this huge moment about, no. Thrown away. Despite the fact that Donald Logue is doing... So, speaking of people who were in Blade.
Yes.
the villain from Blade.
Yes.
It's like, he's trying his damnedest, but it is not happening.
Not happening at all, yeah. But, like, you know, we talked about the transformation and how cool it was, and it was like, oh, super cool.
Yeah.
And then, like, basically, like, Blackheart shows up. So Blackheart, you know, the son of the devil.
Yeah.
He shows up. He's like, I'm gonna, like, try to, like, overthrow my dad if I find this contract as 100 souls so I could, like, become the real king of hell.
Because I guess the devil gets power from souls or something.
Yeah, somehow. Whatever. So, like, he recruited, like, 3 people of the elements because, you know, one is the earth demon, one's the, like, water demon, one's the air demon, and I guess that makes Ghost Rider the fire demon, so he's the one who has to fight them all.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah. And so, his first encounter with them, like, you know, obviously he wasn't doing very well, but then, like, the earth demon, like, crushes him with the truck, comes out and be like, yeah, he ain't nothing, and then, like, Ghost Rider just, like, grabs him out of nowhere and does it. First time he used his, like, pen and stare on him.
No, he doesn't pen and stare the demon.
No, yeah, he just...
That's the first time he uses his flame chain whip.
Yeah, flame chain whip, yeah, so that he used his pen and stare afterwards, like, they all escaped.
On a random mugger who I think was robbing Rebel Wilson?
It kind of looks like her?
It looked like her. It wasn't her, but it looked a lot like her.
But, you know, she's, like, a goth chick, you know, and, like...
Oh, no, it was Rebel Wilson.
It was Rebel Wilson.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Rebel Wilson doing as close as she could as to an American accent.
Yeah, but, hey, you know, she did it. She was weird and... did that weird hand thing at the camera.
Yeah, it's, I'm alt.
Hey, I'm alt. And then, like, he stopped this robber. Then, like, we go to the next day where, like, Ava Longoria appears again, talking with, you know, Rebel Wilson. It's like, who did this? What's going on? And these 2 police detectives, like, found a license plate. It's like, oh, this is Johnny Blaze's license plate.
Yeah.
So now we got these 2 detective characters who are like, what's your purpose? Like, why are you here?
Why are you here?
And speaking of studio notes, a part of me feels like, well, if people are getting murdered, then the cops have to be involved, right? So, like, where are the cops in this?
Well, so Blackheart shows up. When he first shows up, he walks into a random, like, bar. It's a Hell's Angels bar.
Yeah.
And he kills everybody in the bar.
Yeah.
By, like, draining them.
Yeah.
That doesn't make him stronger. That doesn't do anything for him. It's just, he kills people by touching them. But they're drained. So it's like, are you collecting their souls? Are you stealing their souls? We don't know. And it doesn't matter.
I feel like the idea was to show, like, how powerful he is. Like, he could just kill anyone with a touch.
Right.
You know? But Okay.
Yeah, no, and then the three demons show up.
Yeah.
But basically he's trying to track down the contract, whatever. And so the cops are involved because this random desert bar in the middle of nowhere, the guy who shows
That's when
up...
they first showed up.
Yeah.
God damn it, this fucking movie.
But, like, the reason why the cops showed up is because the little security guard who shows up and says, hey, you guys really shouldn't be here because it's... The place where the cemetery used to be is now this truck yard, and they have to go to some church. It's a convoluted mess.
Yeah.
But this truck driver's like, yeah, you guys really shouldn't be in here. And they're like, shouldn't we? And then they kill that guy. And his death is the same as the ones at in the bar because it's this drained husk of a guy, despite the fact that he seemed genuinely nice and pleasant.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. Basically... Ghost Riders it up, does some flaming stuff, slowly starts picking off the demons. He kills the earth demon by wrapping his fire chain around him. He kills the air demon by creating a flame tornado. He evaporates the second one, and basically, eventually, he ends up in the weird cemetery being taken care of by the caretaker, Sam Elliott, who knows more than he should.
Ooh, why does he knows a lot?
And like, so Sam Elliott's like, you're a Ghost Rider. This is your deal. And it's like, okay. And so then Blackheart kidnaps Eva Longoria and kills Mac and tells Johnny Blaze, you better bring me that contract or I'm a killer. And Johnny Blaze is like, okay. And like, Blackheart knows that the caretaker has the contract, which means he knows where the caretaker is, but he can't go on hollow ground despite the fact that he is in a church.
Yeah. No, but you forgot, though. Like, he did beat up Sam Elliott, and he did ask Sam Elliott where the contract is, and he wouldn't tell him.
Blackheart did?
Yeah. Well, somebody beat him up. Sam Elliott was beaten to the ground. It was Blackheart. He, like, stumped him in the face.
Was he?
Yeah.
I either don't remember that, or it wasn't in the cut of the movie I saw.
Oh, you know what? I was watching the extended cut. That's right.
Oh, yeah. I was unaware there was one of those.
Yeah. Well, I went to... For those of you who lives in Burbank, there's a video store called Be Kind Video where you can rent DVDs and
Be Kind
Blu-rays.
is genuinely great. These magnets are from there.
Oh yeah, nice. So that's where I rented my copy of Ghost Rider, and they had the extended cut. So that's what I watched.
I was watching it on Tubi.
Oh, even more smart. But you know what, Sam? I was supporting a local business.
You were. You did the right thing.
Yeah.
I was being lazy.
Yeah, but then again, like, you probably wouldn't have had the copy because I was the one who rented it out.
That's true.
So you probably wouldn't even have gotten it in the first place.
That's true.
Because I watched mine on Wednesday, so you watched yours Thursday. So, yeah.
And I wasn't driving into Burbank because I was working.
Yeah.
So fucking much.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. But yeah, so like...
Okay, so in the extended cut, he did beat him up, asked him where it is, but Sam Elliott wouldn't give up that information.
Right. Got it. Okay, good to know. That it was a deleted scene.
Yeah, which,
fantastic.
You know what? Much to your point of your anger and your transgression, if they had kept that scene, you probably would have been less angry.
Later they refer to, like, Blackheart goes, oh, you got that contract from the caretaker. And it's like, so you know... Wait, okay. Basically, what ends up happening is that, I guess.
Yeah.
And so Johnny Blaze goes back to the caretaker, and he's like, I will dig up every grave in order to find this contract. And Sam Elliott goes, don't worry about it. And he takes the shovel and breaks it, and the contract was in the hilt of the shovel, which I think is very clever.
It is clever, and like in context, like throughout the whole movie, he was constantly like leaning on his shovel all the time.
All the time.
So like, I guess in like a visual context, clues like, oh, that's why he never let go of the shovel.
Yeah, except that it also feels like it makes the shovel structurally unstable.
Yeah.
In that you do that, it's a hollow part of the shovel. As soon as you dig into something really hard, I feel like it's just going to snap.
That's true. Yeah.
Like, it feels like that makes it a bad shovel.
I mean, right? Yeah.
But he gets the contract, and then Sam Elliott's like, let's go on one final ride. And he like whistles, and his horse shows up, and it turns out Sam Elliott was also a Ghost Rider.
Yeah, so he gets on the horse, flame on, with the head and everything. Then the horse turns into like a skeleton flaming thing. They're like, all right, let's ride. And they ride for 5 seconds. And then Sam Elliott stops like, well, this is the end of my line. Bye. And he just rides off.
Here's a Ghost Rider gun.
Yeah, here's a shotgun. Later.
And then he leaves, but he doesn't like leave. He takes like 10 steps away and then turns to smoke.
Yeah.
That's why I'm suggesting he might have been a ghost.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, an actual ghost. But at the same time, it's also like...
Because he said he had only had enough energy for one final ride.
Yeah.
And he used that up getting here.
Yeah, which is also like...
Good luck in there, champ.
Yeah, which I'm just thinking, like, can you just, like, give him your shotgun and, like, tell him where to go and just not...
Or don't flame off
Yeah.
and go in and maybe take a hit
Yeah.
so that giving Johnny Blaze an opportunity.
Yeah, the thing that really like pissed me off most about that moment was like we never get to see the Sam Elliott Ghost Rider like fight for a second, you know?
That's everyone's complaint about the movie.
Yeah, it's like you just show up, you ride, and you just fuck off.
You introduce this really cool concept, which I don't think was in the trailers, where everyone shows up and is like, this is the most hype moment of the movie, where you have Motorcycle Ghost Rider and Horse Ghost Rider, and it's so fucking metal as shit.
Yeah.
And then you get to the place where the big final battle's going to be, and then Cowboy Ghost Rider goes, never mind, and disappears in a puff of smoke.
Yeah. It's so dumb.
We're not going to do that.
Yeah.
But, like, so then big final confrontation. Blackheart gets the contract. He reads it. He says, this is the contract. Evil spirits come to me. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then he gets whomped by 1,000 evil spirits. It feels like he loses his sense of self. He gets the red eyes and he's like, I am Legion. He gets no further superpowers, moves a lot slower.
Yeah.
And then the penance stare, which didn't work on him when he didn't have a soul, works on him now because he's full of 1,000 souls.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I think is extremely clever, and I genuinely enjoyed that moment in the movie.
Yeah.
We obviously can't do it anymore because it has been done.
Yeah.
But it is genuinely a cool moment.
I mean, like, watching this whole movie, like, it feels like there's a lot of great scenes.
Yeah.
But nothing, like, really connecting things together, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, like you said, like, there's that clever moment. It's like, oh, that's a really good idea. That's a great idea because, like, he's the devil's son. Of course he wouldn't have a soul, so Dependence Day would not work.
Right.
But once he absorbs a bunch of souls, it's like, yeah, now it works, right?
Genuinely clever. Like, I like it a lot.
Yeah, but then, like, there's other stuff like, oh, having a mentor Ghost Rider there helping him or, you know, telling him what to do. And then, like, you know, little lines here and there. It's just like, oh, that's fun. And, like... Yeah. Like, overall, this is, like, a movie about second chances and, like, the things you would do to, like, save someone you love or you care about deeply, right? Like, what can you do to, like, get over that? And can you get a second chance in life at all? So it's, like, there's, like, a lot of little things, but, boy, like, overall, it's just, like, nothing just doesn't connect and nothing makes sense. And freaking Nicolas Cage is just weird as fuck, and I love it.
Yes. So, what we're going to do is make it good.
Yeah.
At the very least, better. Which is a low bar, but we're going to clear it. In terms of having the, like, mentor Ghost Rider, because fundamentally, I know that the lore of Ghost Rider is that anyone who is Ghost Rider is possessed.
Yeah.
Like, it is a very specific demon from hell that is possessing someone and makes them the Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Which means that there cannot be two Ghost Riders because that demon cannot be possessing two people at once.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
Well, in the comics, that rule, like, just goes out the window, so it's like...
Yeah.
Yeah, because there have been multiple Ghost Riders at the same time. So, big example, like, the one of the most popular Ghost Rider characters right now is, like, Bobby Ray's.
Yeah.
So, like, he's the one who has a Mustang, or, like, a giant muscle car, so that's his little ride. And his, you know, skull looks like it's from Bleach, so it's like, you know, has a very Bleach-like design.
That's
so,
fun.
Yeah. So, but him and Johnny Blaze did exist at the same time. And then there's also...
So they're different demons?
They're, like, the same demon. It's just, like, his soul is, like, split, you know?
When I did my casting, by the way, I cast someone who would be really good casting for Robbie Reyes and not necessarily Johnny Blaze.
Okay.
Because my favorite iteration of Ghost Rider, having really only seen the version in this movie and the version in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
Yeah.
the version in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is really good.
Yeah. And
like,
he was supposed to get his own spin-off series.
Yeah, and then it never happened, which is a shame because everyone was like, that was awesome.
Yeah. For one thing, that was awesome, too. Like, if you think about it, like, Ghost Rider could also make, like, a great series, you know? It's just, like...
100%.
Every episode's him going on the road and dealing with a supernatural creature of the week, you know?
It is both a road trip and a monster of the week.
Yeah.
It should write itself.
Exactly. And, you know, just give him a couple partners to, like, ride along with him, and there you go.
You can have a sidecar.
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
Or a side bike.
That's also so silly. It's like Ghost Rider riding in a demon car, and then there's just like a little buddy that's attached to it. It's like, yeah!
Yeah.
We're gonna go save the day!
Yeah.
And Ghost Rider's just like, why did I get teamed up with Jeff? Very good. So what are we gonna do?
What are we gonna do? So, I'm gonna be taking a lot of influence from the original
Great.
comics. All right, so, like, originally, Johnny Blaze was adopted by Crash Simpson, who is Roxanne's dad.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's immediately way more interesting.
Yeah, it is. So Johnny Blaze's dad, like, originally died, was also, like, so his dad and Crash were both, like, stuntmen, but they, you know, do all the motorcycle stuff. but his dad died. So that's when Crash adopted him and like bring him into
Great.
to continue the family business, right?
Fantastic.
But then but same plot, right? Crash gets lung cancer. Then he makes a deal with the devil, and yada yada. Same shit. They just in this movie, it's like, oh, he's his real dad, not his adopted dad.
Yeah.
Main reason why I want to go with like the original idea is just that once again, it's playing the idea of second chances, right? Like I lost my dad already. I don't want to lose my second dad, my new adoptive family. So of course,
so much better.
So it's like, of course, if the devil shows up, I'm gonna make the deal with him because I don't want to lose a second chance at all.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing I want to like do in terms of background story. But two, Satan never got control over Johnny's soul because Johnny promised his soul to Roxanne.
Ah, so he did that prior to making the deal?
Yeah, exactly. So, like, growing up, it's like they fall in love with each other. It's like, I promise my soul to you. So, like...
So they do the Simpsons thing?
Yes.
The Simpsons thing where Homer sells his soul for a donut? Mm-hmm. And then we get to the end of the episode and we find out that no, because he gave his soul to Marge when they were, like, younger.
Yeah.
So it turns out that he couldn't sell his soul to the devil because he didn't possess his soul to begin with.
Yeah, exactly.
They do that?
I mean, yeah.
And you brought donuts
and
today?
I brought donuts today. That was foreshadowing, Sam. It was all foreshadowing. Could you not see?
I couldn't. I didn't know. Awesome. Okay, yeah, I like that a lot more because I think that's a lot more compelling, and it obviously gives them a reason to. But and then does Crash Bandicoot then die immediately?
Yeah, so it's pretty much just like the movie, right? It's like, oh, I got cancer. Oh, I'm healthy again. Okay, let's do one final stunt. Oh, I died. And he goes like, the devil, why are you saying you was going to save my dad? It's like, well, F off. And now you're Ghost Rider. That's basically like the same kind of premise, right? But I still feel like we could do more. Because like one idea I had...
Here's the thing. I don't like that because I don't like that the devil saves the dad and then immediately kills the dad. That seems stupid to me.
Well,
I like if it's the hubris of the dad of like, I feel so good.
Yeah.
I feel so great that I bet we can actually make this a more difficult stunt.
Yeah.
And I think it should be the hubris of the dad to be like, I feel so good. Mm-hmm. Let me do this thing. And everyone's like, no. You feel good, but we still should do the safe thing. I was like, no, that's how good I feel. And then he fucks it up and dies.
Yeah. And
I think hubris is more compelling where the devil's like, I completely
agree. And a part of me wants to like say like, oh, when Crash dies because of something Johnny did, right? Like,
sure.
Like maybe I didn't set up the jump right, or like I could have stopped him, or like I told Crash like not to do this ride because it's too dangerous. I think it's
something that Johnny did because he made this deal and it healed Crash, and because Crash didn't feel sick anymore, he had this false sense of bravado of like, the doctor said all the cancer's gone. Yeah. I feel so great. I can do a harder jump.
Okay.
And it is because of Johnny. Like, he wouldn't have done that jump if Johnny hadn't cured his if Johnny hadn't devil cured his cancer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think he still like can do the guilt thing of like, and you also get to have this thing of like, well, why didn't you stop him? That wasn't the deal.
Yeah.
I healed him.
Yeah.
Anything else he did after that's on him.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, and that makes it a lot more better to me. So it's like, yeah, so once he makes a deal with the devil, your soul is mine, and you're going to be my Knight Rider. You're going to be my Ghost Rider. That's the deal we made. So he dies, like, I don't want to be your Ghost Rider anymore. Oh, yeah, well, I control you. And that's when he realizes, like, wait, why can't I control you? Well, I don't know.
Yeah, and so neither of them really understand what's going on. And so the devil takes the Ghost Rider power away, let's say, but then he needs him again 10, 15 years later and gives it back.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm out of options.
Yeah.
And so this time I'm coming to you to make a deal of I will give you this power if you do this thing for me.
Yeah.
And so that's a fun twist of the devil comes to make a deal not because you need something, but because the devil needs something.
He needs something.
That's weird, but I like it.
Yeah, it's weird.
There was this really cool moment that they like, it's like weird and out of focus, but there's this moment when Nicolas Cage is in police custody and he's being interviewed. And the good cop, quote unquote, goes to light a cigarette and he does his lighter and the fire zooms towards Johnny and Johnny's like, that's weird. And I genuinely like the idea of it isn't self-generated fire. He pulls any fire around towards him and that's what ignites him.
Like he's like Firebender.
Well, more that he's like the fire guy from X2. Where he can control the fire, but like he can't create it. You're a god among ants kind of thing.
Yeah.
of like he just needs there to be fire somewhere,
Uh-huh.
and that will like set up like final confrontation being like difficult and hard. Of like that's why he has the gun, because like you do the gun, there's a little bit of fire in the ignition, and that's what can get him going.
Uh-huh.
But the thing that I think is really cool is they introduced this idea of like the big four elements, the Avatar style big four elements, and like it's vaguely referenced of earth, air, water, fire, and then it's never talked about again.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of Ghost Rider being introduced as this big demon, and then like couldn't be controlled, so he loses the powers. And in the intervening years, Mephisto creates a water demon, an earth demon, and an air demon, and those all go do the Ghost Rider things. But all three of them got pulled in and brought in to work for Blackheart. So it is literally the Fire Ghost Rider against the Air Rider, Water Rider, and Earth Rider. And so it is Firebender versus all those things. Because theoretically, the movie never treats it as such.
Yeah.
They should be equal power, if not slightly better than.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's also a very interesting point. Like, in my little rewrite, I didn't even have those three demons at all. To be honest, like, what I thought of was just like, you know, the devil realized, like, oh, Roxanne has your soul, so I'm gonna take Roxanne with me. So, like, no. So he becomes Ghost Rider, takes her with him, so they can, like, he's trying to run away from the devil.
Yeah.
Then comes in Blackheart, who's gonna be like, hey, you know, like, maybe, like, I could help you, help me.
Yeah.
Like, that kind of thing. It's like, at first the idea was, like, Blackheart was gonna be, like, an ally. Then near the end, so, to jump off your pitch, right, we're having those three ghosts, it's like, well, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna find the other Ghost Riders of the different elements. If we beat them, we get their, like, little soul. If me as Blackheart absorbs their soul, I could become stronger, therefore overthrow my dad, and then you two could live peacefully, right?
Well, because they reference at the beginning of the movie, it's like, there was only ever one Ghost Rider who outran death.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, on to some other guy.
Some other guy.
The movie does everything in its power to treat Sam Elliott as this incredibly cool, fascinating character, and then does nothing with him.
Yeah, yeah. And like I said, I didn't even have Sam Elliott in my little rewrite at all.
Nor should you. I don't either.
Yeah, because I just like the idea of how, like, Blackheart is this ally. They, like, near the end, he's gonna, like, betray Ghost Rider by, like, promising Roxanne, be like, hey, like, you sell me your soul, I could bring your dad back. Because nobody can control Ghost Rider but you. And if I could control you, I could control Ghost Rider, therefore I could take on my dad. So it's that little temptation near the end.
Got it. So you're pitching a different set of circumstances of Blackheart isn't trying for some stupid MacGuffin contract.
Yeah.
Blackheart is like, hell has been static for too long, and I want to overthrow my dad.
Yeah.
I can't really do that with people who are in hell.
Yeah.
There's only ever been one person. And everything in hell started shaking up when we started seeing the cracks form in my dad's power.
Yeah.
And it was the fact that he couldn't control you.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to.
Yeah.
And Johnny Blaze is like, the fuck you are.
Yeah.
And then Blackheart's like, fair enough, here's my card. And then it's a black heart. No. It's a two of hearts, but the hearts are black.
I just imagine it's like a little, like, cut out cardboard.
Yeah.
Cardboard.
Here you go. It's a three of spades.
Wow!
Oh, man. And so, like, I like the idea of Johnny, standing in the crossroads, refusing the call of the devil's son. And then the devil spent 15 years being like, oh, I finally tracked down the person who has your soul.
Yeah.
So I'm taking her.
Yeah.
And so that's when Johnny goes to Blackheart. And so then it's an enemies to enemies.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
yeah.
You still don't have your Ghost Rider powers, but there isn't a Fire Ghost Rider anymore because it is still you. You just have your switched off.
Uh-huh.
And we need to go take out these other guys.
Yeah.
Because that will, like, charge you enough to, like, override the switch, and then you can turn it on and off at will.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Because, A, it's with Blackheart, who we know is going to eventually betray us.
Yeah.
And he keeps doing evil shit, and Johnny's stopping him, but he's also the one that has all the information to make Johnny stronger so he can go rescue
Roxanne.
Thank you. Roxanne Simpson.
Yeah. Or Roxy.
Roxy!
Yeah. You don't have to turn on the red light, Roxanne. So, yeah.
You don't have to sell your body to the night.
Roxanne! Yeah.
Okay. So the way the movie works is it goes earth, air, water. Mm-hmm. Is that still the order you want to go in?
What do you propose?
Water feels like the obvious thing that's going to be the hardest for Ghost Rider in particular to take down, so it makes sense to me to leave that to last. But also air feels like the toughest in general.
Yeah.
So, like, fundamentally, I'm not opposed to the idea of rock and then air and then water. That kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Of, like, you need to have your full Ghost Rider powers in order to take down water.
Yeah.
You can't get your full Ghost Rider powers unless you take out water.
Yeah.
So it's like this...
Yeah.
And I also like the idea of Blackheart's inevitable betrayal is he doesn't want, like, as soon as Ghost Rider has his full powers, he wants to go in and take the possession demon or whatever that's in Ghost Rider and pull it into himself. Mm-hmm. So I think it's about assimilating the Ghost Rider ghost, whatever, as opposed to then just, like, having him work for him. Like, I think he wants that power, but it's still stuck inside Johnny.
Yeah, he wants to get all the spirits of vengeance.
Yes. Sure. Do you want to say, like, the spirit of vengeance was broken down into 4 parts? The fire part's still in Johnny, then, like, the other 3 were spread into the other ones?
Yeah, exactly. Because, like, we could play with the idea, like, I don't know, like, so the name of the demon is Zarathos, so, like, could be, like, Zarathos just is too powerful that, like, Mephisto, like, broke him to many pieces, so that way no one could overthrow it, right?
Well, it's the sort of thing where he goes to, like, wrench it out of Johnny because he can't control Johnny.
Yeah.
And in doing so, he broke it.
Yeah, exactly. That works.
He went to go grab this demon, and it wouldn't all come out.
Yeah.
And so, like, there's the little bit that's still left.
Yeah.
It's not a lot, but you can, and so it broke into 3 pieces. But we find out that there's a 4th.
Yeah,
the one in Johnny.
Yeah.
But like it breaks into 3 pieces, and those 3 pieces became the other 3 Ghost Riders.
Yeah.
Let's do it that way.
Yeah. And so, like, so this is, like, exposition Blackheart's giving to Johnny.
Yeah.
And, like, okay, so let's go find the first one, which is the Earth one. And maybe he's somewhere in Desert Town, Arizona.
I'm going to give you an opportunity to come up with something else. Johnny's the Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
He rides a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah.
When we get to each one of these, I'm going to ask you what they ride.
All right.
So we get the Earth Rider.
Uh-huh.
Or the Earth Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
What's his vehicle? Or mode of conveyance?
So I imagine him being in...
A small Arizona, town.
Arizona town. So it's going to be a truck. A little, like...
Okay.
A truck with a bed on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a F-150.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a way to make it grounded and make it earthy.
Yeah.
And just like a giant boulder running towards you. And I think if you're going to do that, it needs to be like a monster truck.
You know, my first instinct was monster truck.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, that's too much. Just bring it down.
Right, but I'm trying to think of something that, like, makes it feel as if a boulder is coming towards you.
Yeah.
And I think the best way to do it is, like, you make it a monster truck, you make it a demonic monster truck, and it feels like the wheels are literal, like, burning gigantic lumps of coal.
Yeah. And as he's, like, riding through the desert, like, the sand turns into glass, you know, because that's how hot it is. Yeah.
Oh, I like that a lot. And that makes him even more dangerous because, like, this is the first one they're taking down. So not only is it glass, it's shattering glass. So, like, and so Johnny can get all sorts of cut up.
Yeah.
Good. I like that. And I also like that the arc of this movie is, like, kind of recovering and making himself more Ghost Rider. And so he's becoming able... He's not killing a bunch of, like, poor people in jail and saying, hey, nice jacket. Obviously, Blackheart knew where this was. It's a small Arizona town.
Yeah.
And so it's this big monster truck driving demon guy. Why is he there? Like, what was being tracked down in this gym that this Ghost Rider was sent there?
Yeah.
That this servant of Mephisto, who is still a servant of Mephisto, was sent to this small desert town.
So, I mean, like, to me, the spirit of vengeance, like the ghost, like, he goes around and, like, finds guilty people.
Yeah.
And basically, like, kill them so that way they could go to hell, you know, like, hell needs more bodies, so, that's what they do, right? So, this could be, like, a gambling town, this could be...
You know what a lot of people don't know is Arizona is just lousy with? Cults.
Oh, it's a cult. Okay.
There are a ton of cults dotting Arizona because Arizona really has Flagstaff, Phoenix, and Tucson.
So... Not to go on tangent with what's already written.
Absolutely, go for it.
For the longest time, like, Ghost Rider's nemesis in this, like, first volume of the Essentials was against this person named Witchman and his, like, his like lover witch woman. But they're like indigenous shamans, you know, and they're the bad guys. So like they're the bad guys fighting against some like Native American tribe. It's very backwards in that way, but it's like, no, it's like, oh, we became bad guys because the government keeps trying to steal our land, so now we became these mystical shamans so we can fight against back the government. And you, Johnny Blades, you are in our way from like keeping our land because you want to like jump over the Grand Canyon or some shit like that. So it was like, it's like very backwards in that kind of way. But the witch woman did like created a whole cult to worship Satan, you know, so it's like that, and that's why they stole Roxanne, because they were going to offer her to Satan. So that was like a plot in the comics.
We could do that. We're not.
But we're not gonna. We don't have to. But no. I'm just saying, like, that's a funny thought because your thought process almost similar what's already written. But we're probably gonna take out all the addition stuff out.
I would probably make it a lot more of a MAGA cult as opposed to a Native American tribe.
Exactly. Yeah, I completely 100% agree. We should do that.
It's some like gun cult, like gun worshipping, just like. We're out here in the middle of the desert because this is where the man can't track us down.
We call the second tiers. Why? Because of the Second Amendment. That's why.
Yeah. Literally that. And so, basically, Ghost Rider's having to take out a whole town of Punishers. But, like...
They all have skulls painted on their faces.
Kind of, yeah. Well, like, they all worship a Ghost Rider. A rocky Ghost Rider. Who is a skeleton, like, with the power of, like, rock and stone and sand.
Yeah.
The thing that's swirling around him, and he controls boulders and dirt and everything. And, like, his aura or whatever is sand. It's dirt. It's all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And it's glass.
Yeah.
Or that's even more terrifying of, like... It's heat, and like he's surrounded by sand, and then it's superheated, and it just cools into glass. So it's a skull inside of glass flames.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's metal as fuck.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So that's our first guy, and then eventually Johnny manages to take him out. Blackheart helps, but then ends up like not helping as much.
Yeah.
But eventually Johnny's able to get a hand on him, and in doing so, he absorbs the piece of the spirit of vengeance.
Yeah.
And then that kind of leaves the Ghost Rider, and then he just falls over, shatters.
Yeah.
Because, again, made of glass.
Yeah, exactly.
And then all of a sudden, Johnny, instead of just being a guy, because this entire fight he's mostly been a guy.
Yeah.
All of a sudden now, he doesn't go full flame and fire, but now all of a sudden he can control fire a little bit.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, that'll bring us to the Air Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
So, we were in a small desert town for the Earth Ghost Rider, so now we're going to go do the Air Ghost Rider. Mm-hmm. Where are we going to go for that?
Yeah. Because, like, I feel like we're just doing everything in the U.S., you know? I mean,
he can only go so far. He's not going to get on an international flight.
Yeah, I know, right?
And we're already in, like, Texas and, like, that whole area. So I feel like we could spend the whole movie in Texas.
I mean, we could. We could still stick with Texas. A part of me feels like it would be interesting in, like, Wyoming, because that's like, Cheyenne. Have you heard of the Cheyenne windsock?
No, tell me.
It's a chain.
Okay.
Because it's so windy that the wind blows this chain. Because it's a heavy chain. That's why it's called the Cheyenne windsock.
That's funny.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about like something like Wyoming where it's so windy. That's what the wind demon is, because it's windy.
This also can be where Johnny picks up the chain.
Yeah, exactly.
He can get the chain from there.
Like it's so windy, like he's like holding on like a fence, you know, whatever, like one of those like wooden log fence, and he sees the chain just like blowing, and he like grabs it, and it turns into flames.
Well, that's exactly it. Of like, he doesn't have a lot of fire, but big thing where like the wind Ghost Rider wraps him up in the chain and's like, "You're not the wind. You don't control this chain." He's like, "No, I'm the spirit of vengeance. I'm fire, and I'm going to give you all that I have." And because he hasn't been able to track down and catch the wind spirit, but now the wind spirit's caught him, he ignites the chain and it carries back up because the wind spirit was the one who was like
holding it. Chain. Yeah,
and so that's how he captures the wind, because the wind captured themselves.
Yeah. Which is way better.
in their own sock.
Yeah.
But it's wind.
Yeah.
What are they riding?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah. A kite. No.
The thing that I'm tempted to do is the thing from Avatar when they're like making it through the desert and they're like kind of like wind sailors and all of that. Mm-hmm. I don't love that. Mm-hmm. And I think we can do better. Because if we're already kind of like saying, hey, you know what's evil? The American military-industrial complex.
Yeah.
You know what's in the sky? Black Hawk helicopters. But, like, it doesn't feel like the wind.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the idea that he's using a glider, you know, that's what he rides. Or, I mean...
So basically, when we get to the water demon, the thing that I'm going to have him riding, I think that makes the most sense, are the literal waves.
Yeah.
Of, like, he rides the waves, and because he is made out of water. And so, like, it doesn't have to be, like, an intrinsically physical concept. Like, you can't track him down, but, like, he is a rider.
Oh, well, I mean, I think much to your point, I think we still use something similar, right? Because my plot beat at this point in terms of, like, the Ghost Rider origin story is how he can, like, touch things and turn into flames, right?
Yeah.
He learned how to turn his motorcycle into fire based on the last guy.
Yeah.
You know, so now he's like, I'm riding on a fire motorcycle.
Yeah, and so when he ends up, he'll end up, like, putting a hand on the motorcycle, taking all the fire out of it, putting it into the chain, and that's how he kills the wind guy.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But...
So, like, so I'm thinking, it's like, what new power he can learn from fighting against this guy.
Yeah.
That could cause him to, like, do other things, right? So, like, it could just be, like, whatever he touches turns into something, or just him, like, manifesting the wind, so he has to learn how to manifest fire to trap this guy.
I mean, we also can just treat it as just riding the wind. What he moves around in is a tornado. It's a dust devil. Like, we don't have to go to I mean, if we're going to Wyoming, we're close to Tornado Alley.
That's true, yeah.
Like, if the thing that he has to try and defeat, like, hey, a monster truck now is going to feel quaint when the thing he has to beat is a literal tornado.
Yeah, yeah.
And, you know, you look over to Blackheart and go, are you serious?
Yeah.
It's like, the only thing I know how to be.
Yeah.
I'm always serious. That's my secret, cat.
I'm always serious.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's cool, because, like, well, maybe he didn't learn how to turn his motorcycle into fire from the last guy, but, like, the thought of turning his motorcycle to fire would be against the wind person. So, as he's doing his tornado, he gets on his motorcycle, turns on fire, goes, we can do, like, a little flash move. He's just riding around the whole tornado, creating a fire, because, not to get scientific, but a tornado is caused by when a cold front and a hot front comes together, and then all he's just doing is just creating a hotter hot front, and that's going to dissipate the tornado.
Which would work.
Yeah.
But then, of course, it's like, great, you beat my tornado. Now you have to beat me.
Yeah.
You beat a tornado, but can you beat a typhoon?
Oh, yeah.
We already talked about how he's going to win, and, like, I like the idea of him taking whatever fire he had. Well, we have to get from Texas to Wyoming? Yeah. And he puts the fire in the motorcycle. And that's how he's able to get there so fast.
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of anything else, because, like, anything else is inherently silly.
Yeah.
If he's in one of those, like...
Hang gliders.
Yeah. Like, a hang glider's, like, Kite Man isn't cool. Like...
Heck yeah.
A hot air balloon isn't cool.
Yeah.
They don't meet the aesthetic, the like, hardcore punk metal aesthetics of Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
A tornado is a lot closer.
Yeah.
I don't know that I love it.
Yeah.
But it's certainly... It's like, they need to ride something and he's the Wind Rider.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. I mean, like, he could be riding planes, jets, or whatever, and that could be his form of transportation.
I think he can control them because they're living in his domain.
Yeah.
But he doesn't ride them, he rides the wind itself.
Yeah, exactly. And I like that idea. And there's a lot of wind farms in Cheyenne as well, so it's just like, he could easily take one of his propellers and just, like, use them to, like, throw them at Ghost Rider, you know?
Yeah. And that's the thing about what you were saying earlier of, you know what causes a tornado? It's when a cold front meets a hot front. Well, I'm all hot front, baby.
Yeah. I'm just kind of... He just, like, pretty much burns everything within, like, a 20-mile radius.
Yeah.
And that's how he could, like, get him.
Well, that's how he can, like, isolate him. And now he's fighting the Wind Rider, and that's when the Wind Rider says, have you ever heard of the Wyoming...
Windsock.
Windsock? Chain.
Yeah.
Because the winds here are so powerful that they can lift a chain.
Yeah.
And then that's what he's, like... beating him up, and we can do that. And I have so many ideas for the water guy. And so eventually he, like, the Wind Rider falls down, and Ghost Rider is able to get a hand on it and draw the chunk of the Spirit of Vengeance out of him. If he got flames and the chain, he's got flames from the first one, so he gets more flames and the chain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he gets more flames and a chain, and maybe there's the moment where, like, he started getting some fire in his skull face or whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
I love it. Cool. Good.
Yeah.
So now he has to go take on the Water Rider.
Yeah.
Who I think is going to be the first one that looks human. Because it's going to be a rich guy on a super yacht.
I love it already.
And we're going to think that his, like, Ghost Rider thing is going to be the fact that he rides this giant fuck-off super yacht.
Yeah.
It's like that. We think that that's the thing that he rides, but no, the thing that he rides is the ocean itself.
Yeah. I totally see a moment where like Ghost Rider's like riding on the water, because that's one moment they have in the movie where he like fell off in the water, then he came up with a motorcycle and he just like
which
drove.
was stupid.
It was stupid, but we can still have that moment where he's like in the ocean, just like riding on top of the ocean,
Yeah.
shows up with the yacht, is like, "Ha, I'm here for you, water demon." And the water demon just like, "Okay,
Can I offer you a drink?"
Yeah, can I offer you a drink? Or what if he's like all casual, and then he's talking around, giving a monologue. Then you just see him like take one step on top of the fence, turn around, and just like falls into the water. Then all of a sudden, like the waves just like come up, and he's like on top of it, still holding the martini in his glass.
Yeah.
And just like like washes over.
Because fundamentally, the Earth Ghost Rider, like, they're all three terrible human beings.
Yeah.
The first one was a gun cult nut.
Yeah.
The second one, was a...
Oh, we didn't come up with one.
We don't have to.
Yeah.
We don't have to. They're just the wind. Fine,
Yeah,
whatever.
just the wind.
But the third is a billionaire.
Yeah. Which
And
fucks over a lot of people.
It's
evil itself.
It's evil itself.
Yeah.
And it's, of course I can take out the small fry evil people and reclaim souls for the devil.
Yeah.
That's so easy.
Yeah.
I pay people like that.
Yeah.
For that. And I get to control the ocean. And if you can control the oceans, you can't even begin to imagine the kind of money that you can make.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's in the hits Ghost Rider with all the power of a hydroelectric dam.
Yeah.
And which, of course, it's water versus fire, and that's going to be really, really bad.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we can even have a moment where we think that the super yacht is going to be his thing, where he like puts his power into it, and it's this whole like water from all different sides.
Yeah.
Of like some like kind of demon haunted ghost ship. But then like that falls away, and just the water is left.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that works for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Same. I like that.
So at this point, we're going to have to then go with Blackheart to take down Mephisto.
Yeah.
Which is what we're going to do. We're going to go save
Roxanne.
Roxy Simpson. And it's the two of them together against Mephisto. Big final confrontation. And in a big climactic moment, Johnny Blaze saves Roxanne, and Blackheart stabs or does whatever to Mephisto.
Mm-hmm.
And so as Mephisto's there, or he thinks that he's going to go take out Mephisto, but what ends up happening is that Blackheart puts his hand on Johnny and draws all the power out.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't care if Roxy gets saved. He doesn't care if Johnny gets saved.
Yeah.
He's just there because now both of Mephisto's ultimate creations are there.
Mm-hmm.
Blackheart and the Spirit of Vengeance. And now it is Blackheart, the Spirit of Vengeance.
Yeah.
Who is there to fight Mephisto.
Mm.
Mephisto's like, perfect. That's what I wanted too.
Yeah.
And then he consumes both of them.
Uh-huh.
And now it's human Johnny and human Roxanne taking on Mephisto, Blackheart, Spirit of Vengeance. And Johnny has to like figure out ways to do that with whatever pieces of the Ghost Rider remain.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's when we can like do the thing where he has the gun and just a little bit of ignition allows him to do the fire to take one final thing, because all he has to do is put a hand on Mephisto in order to draw his power back out.
Yeah.
But it's hard to put your hand on someone who's covered in fire.
Yeah.
Or magma, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's Ghost Rider. I'm trying to make it as metal as possible.
I mean, no, it does sound very metal.
And if it's a lone motorcyclist against the devil,
Yeah.
that's about as metal as you can get.
Yeah. Yeah. True. I'm just thinking like how more we could get Roxanne involvement, right? Because with my original idea pitch was that, you know, Mephisto, like either Blackheart or Mephisto will tempt Roxanne to bring Crash back so they could have full control over Zarathos or the Spirit of Vengeance, right?
Do you want a crazy idea?
Sure.
So let's say that Roxanne is kidnapped by Mephisto, the devil, and that's what's drawing Johnny to do all of this.
Yeah.
But when the devil kidnaps someone, he doesn't care about their body. He just takes their soul.
Oh.
So if we have our Blackheart, Blackheart can be possessing the...
Oh, he could be possessing Roxanne.
So it is...
Oh,
it is
that's an interesting
demonic,
twist.
evil Roxanne is Blackheart this whole time. And then finally at the end, when they have the opportunity to save the soul...
Yeah.
Like, Johnny saves Roxanne's soul, but Blackheart doesn't care about that. He just needs the form in the body. But then, of course, because he doesn't have a soul either. So basically, Spirit of Vengeance, Spirit of Blackheart end up in the devil. Roxy's able to get her body back. But now it's human Roxy, human Johnny Blaze against the devil.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. That's a great twist.
We'll have to figure out how to... Well, and also, like, there's one woman in the movie.
Yeah.
Because, like, fundamentally, and I didn't tell you this, I gender swapped Blackheart.
Uh-huh.
and I also gender swapped one of the enforcers.
Okay.
But basically, like, if like we make the Roxanne character basically just possessed and becomes Blackheart, you can kind of have this flicker between the two of them.
Yeah.
Because it's like, and you're gonna leave Roxanne's body as soon as we get the soul back. Of course I will.
Yeah.
We have a deal. You love deals, don't you? And we always fulfill our end of the deal. And so it's like that sort of thing.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Okay.
And that way you get to have Roxy sort of.
Yeah.
But like at least it's something for her to do.
Yeah, it is something for her to do because she did nothing in the movie.
Yeah.
Great. So like, I know I should still be stuck with my original pitch, right? Since we're like coming a lot of great things. So like, Johnny tries to face the, all three spirits. Can't seem to work. I can't seem to win. Why can't I win? And Roxy's just like, wait a minute. Like, you promised your soul to me, right? Yeah. And Zarathos, it's like a part of you, right? Yeah. Zarathos, I command you to return to Johnny and become the spirit of vengeance. And the spirit like leaves Blackheart, goes back into Johnny, ultimate form.
I mean, I'm gonna one up that.
Okay.
It's, you promised your soul to me, right? Yeah. And Zarathos is a part of your soul, right? Which means that she'll say out loud, which means that that Zarathos and the spirit of vengeance rightfully belongs to me.
Oh, that she becomes the spirit of
and then
vengeance.
She becomes Ghost Rider and like the thing, and she kicks ass.
Yeah.
And draws out the Blackheart thing, and then possesses herself with Blackheart and gives Johnny back.
Uh-huh.
And so then it's really Blackheart and Johnny, and they kick Mephisto's ass.
Yeah.
And that way you get to have Roxy do that. I like that idea.
So we do that. Then we still end with a similar monologue, but like, you can't kill the devil. I'm immortal. I'll be coming for you, Johnny Blaze. You're like, we'll be waiting.
You will be coming from us, but you'll have to catch us first.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Cue the music.
Yeah. And yeah, that is a Ghost Rider.
That's the Ghost Rider.
So, let's cast this thing.
Okay.
So, I think both of us came in with, like, it was really hard recasting Johnny.
Dude, you can't beat Nicolas Cage in anything. Like, it's freaking Nick Cage.
No. And
the best I could do, I'm sure you can come up with something better than me. I had to brainstorm with another friend of mine. She's also a huge comic book nerd. I'm sure you met her. Her name's Dakota Gibson, but she's, like, huge nerd. So I was like,
great.
I just don't know who to do with Johnny. She was just like, Austin Butler? ? Okay, fine, that's somebody.
That is a more well-known person than who I went with.
Okay.
I think Austin Butler's fun. I think he's a very Nicolas Cage kind of one-for-one.
Yeah.
I went a lot more, as I said earlier, with kind of like a Robbie Reyes kind of character. And so I cast an actor named Aaron Dominguez.
Oh, okay.
He had a big role in Only Murders in the Building.
Yeah.
He was in Gossip Girl. Apparently, he's in something called Sitting in Bars with Cake. I don't know what that is, but, like, he's the lead in that. And so, like, he's charming.
Yeah.
And I think that's important.
Okay, so now, because I also cast a lot of Latinx actors as well.
Great.
Now, I guess the next question is, should we still stick with Johnny Blaze, or are we just going to do it with Bobby Reyes?
I would love to do this with Bobby Reyes.
Okay.
Let's just make it Bobby Reyes. Because Johnny Blaze is a silly name, but Bobby Reyes is a fun name.
Yeah. But should we still go with the plot about, like, oh, I'm being adopted by Crash Simpson and
fine.
all that stuff? Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
It wouldn't be the first time that a comic book movie made one character into basically a different character.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I also because I like it and I don't like it. Only reason why I don't like it is, like, always like the idea of Bobby Reyes being, like, a teenager trying to learn how to be Ghost Rider, you know?
We can still make it Johnny Blaze. I don't care.
Yeah, but then,
Johnny Blaze can also be Hispanic.
That is true. Yeah, that's true.
And
so,
if we need the person to be an adult, then let's make it Johnny Blaze.
Yeah, okay.
That's fine with me.
All right.
So Aaron Dominguez. So, but based on the way we've kind of set this up, we'll get to Blackheart later.
Yeah.
Who'd you have for Roxanne Simpson?
I'm also going to have to thank Dakota for this idea. Isa Gonzalez.
Isa?
Yeah.
Spell that?
Eiza. Isa. It's like Eliza without the L.
Oh, her. From Baby Driver.
Yeah. So she definitely has a Eva Longoria feel, you know?
Sure.
So it's like,
again, it's a very
but I know she could,
one-to-one.
It is, but also, like, I'm thinking about, like, I I know she could kick ass. You know, that's the thing. I know she
Absolutely.
can. So it's like, if we can give her a kick ass moment, like, that's why I'm like stuck with her. But, you know, I'm sure you got someone just as good, if not better.
So I didn't necessarily look for kick-ass because I had no idea we were going to make her kick-ass, and
Yeah.
I like that we have. So Isa Gonzalez is probably a correct choice. I went with Candace Patton,
Okay.
the love interest from the Flash TV
Yeah.
show,
Yeah.
because I kind of lean more into the reporter thing
Uh-huh.
of competent and very, like, cool, calm, and collected in
Yeah.
her own right, but not necessarily, like, the butt kicker.
Yeah.
And so with that in mind, I think Isa Gonzalez is better.
Yeah.
And so I'm just going to write that in. I did cast a dad.
Yeah, I did
which
too.
will work for either one of them, I guess,
Yeah.
now. I decided that the person who would be fun and would be really sad if he died is John Leguizamo. Yeah.
I went with Eugenio Derbez.
Okay.
He was like, he played the older, he was in Acapulco, you know, that's was his, the series he starred in.
Okay.
But when I see him, he's like, oh, I totally see this guy, he could ride a motorcycle, you know.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so that's why I went with, but John Leguizamo, though, he just has that, he just makes you feel like, oh.
And it's also fun if it's someone who is as short as John Leguizamo is an Evil Knievel. And it's like, that actually makes more sense.
Yeah.
As opposed to someone who's like lanky and like kind of all over a bike. It's like, no. John Leguizamo is like better.
Yeah.
So like, let's
yeah.
go with John Leguizamo because I think that's fun.
Yeah, yeah. And like, we think about like, Hollywood producer kind of term, you know, we need a big actor. We need some guy that can really sell it. So we need a John Leguizamo because he's big.
we need the bad guy from Spawn.
Yeah. He's done superhero movies before. He'll do great.
Yeah, we need Luigi.
Like
Great.
that.
So then
Alright.
who did you have for Mephisto?
Keith David.
That works.
Yeah.
I don't have anything against that.
Yeah, because like, for one, it's Keith David.
Of course.
It's Keith David. But like watching him in God damn it, that series just left my mind. It was like a
Duster.
Duster. So he played the bad guy in Duster.
Okay.
Yeah, so he really has like this very charismatic evil guy, but he's also like a father figure too, so he has like this very loving side to him as well. So like being like just like an evil dad, I just like Keith David. But one reason why I casted Keith David is because who I had planned for Blackheart, but I feel like we're gonna gender swap this guy, so
Yeah, but my Mephistopheles is an actor named Damian Lewis.
Yeah.
He was in Band of Brothers and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Billions, but Keith David is better.
yeah. And plus like if we can get to like crazy CG effects, and Keith David does like a billion voices.
Yeah, I
so,
just ran through a bunch of stuff, and all of the things I said were from last year.
Yeah, so
Theoretically, at some point, I think it's nice for the characters to have someone to talk to, so I did recast Mac. Did you even bother?
no.
Cool. I went with Tom Felton.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
from he's in he's in some of the Harry Potters or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
He's
it's
also
fair.
on The Flash.
Yeah.
As a very cool, like, calm, collected guy. Like, I felt like kind of a 1-for-1 of just like, you absolute idiot. And I like the idea of someone who's just very high status, but then having to like go along with whatever the craziness is. And I don't think he should go on the road trip with like Johnny Blaze and Blackheart. But I do think that he should be there at the beginning as the like friend and assistant who's just like, hey,
Yeah.
the fuck you doing?
Yeah.
So that brings us to Blackheart.
Okay.
Who'd you have?
Carrie Payton. He played Ezekiel in the Walking Dead series, but he's also another actor with a billion voices. So he's most famously known for Cyborg in the Teen Titans cartoon.
Oh.
Yeah, so that he played that guy. But like, I was thinking of a guy who looks pretty cool in dreads, and he looked very cool as King Ezekiel.
Okay.
So, which is one reason why I casted Keith David for Mephisto, because they'll be like, oh, these two guys are like, I wanted to get meta with it. Be like,
Yeah.
oh, voice actors, you know, blah, blah, blah. So it'd be cool if one is to bother the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who I went with. But
yeah, that makes sense. My Blackheart, again, I went for a different vibe of someone who is not the person who gets their own hands dirty, but can like control and manipulate and do all those sorts of things. And it works out that I went with Camila Mendez. Again, I didn't really have a sense of what we were going to be doing.
yeah.
But like, I don't love either of those options.
Aaron Pierce.
Well, the other thing is that like, there's no reason why Isa Gonzalez wouldn't also be our Blackheart.
Yeah.
Of like, you get her to do both.
Oh, that's true. So like, she could still voice Blackheart. She could still be Blackheart.
Because
and
it
then,
is her being possessed.
Yeah. So we don't need to do like a little double voice thing the entire time. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And so-
okay. So So yeah, Asa Gonzalez as Roxanne / Blackheart.
Yes.
There we go.
That is how I would do that. And then I just threw out 3 random names to be the little enforcer guys.
Yes, I did not. I wasn't planning to have these guys in it at all, so you go.
I have Tyler Dean Flores.
Oh, I don't think I'm familiar with him.
He's in Neon. That's not where I pulled him from. He's Miguel, and Miguel Wants to Fight, and he's a bunch of like little like random guys.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to turn my laptop around because it's plugged into everything, but like, just a guy.
Okay.
Seems like he could fight stuff. I think he would be, for what we have, I think he'd be Air.
Okay.
I think our Earth could be Anthony Kerrigan, or no.
It'd be so hilarious. No Hank as Earth.
What?
No Hank as Earth. Anthony Kerrigan, because he played No Hank.
I remember.
Barry?
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Barry?
No.
Oh, but you've seen Superman.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where you pulled it from.
Yeah,
okay.
he's Metamorpho, and like I've seen other things. Like I've seen him in other stuff too, and he's great. He could either be our Earth or our water.
I like him as Earth.
I agree
more only because like just knowing his person. Once again, I laughed at the fact that NoHo Hank is in charge of a cult.
Yeah,
it really cracks me up.
Fantastic. Then we'll do that. And so then my actress to be the water rider is Maria Gabriela de Faria.
Oh, God.
She was the engineer in Superman.
Yeah. We're just taking all the Superman actors.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Okay. I mean, she does have a posh look.
Yes.
Yeah.
She can go posh, and just the idea of her being like, I'll use my power to enrich myself in any way I see fit.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
I think that's fun. Did you have any other, like, actor roles?
No, that's really it.
Okay. So then that brings us to writer and director.
Okay.
Who'd you have for your writer?
So, I chose a lot because I could not decide. But since we're going very Latin heavy, and this might be a huge cop-out because I also wrote Cara Thunit Alcocer, who directed and wrote Blue Beetle.
Okay.
So, like, since we got a lot of, like, Latinx actors here, we're probably going to go with, like, in terms of, like, themes, very Latin themes. Why not bring a guy like that into this movie?
Makes sense to me.
And add a lot of that stuff, too. But my other alternatives were, like, Chad Stahelski as a director who did all the John Wick movies.
Sure.
But for a writer, I, like, went with either Frank Capello or Kevin Smith.
Okay.
Only reason why I went with Kevin Smith as a writer because he wrote a lot of comics, but if you read his Daredevil one, it's just like, I can't believe the guy who wrote Clerks wrote this comic book scene. Yeah, because like if you remember that terrible Ben Affleck movie, but like some of those imagery of him like holding on to like a cross and he's bleeding over it, they came from his comics.
Right.
Yeah. So like he even killed Kevin Smith even had Bullseye kill Karen Page in the comics, so it's like he just killed her off. So a lot of dark moments, and part of me feels like he could write dark things as well.
But I like the idea of going with Dareth Dunnet Alcocer.
Yeah.
I think that's stronger. I went with Zach Krieger.
Yeah.
Weapons, barbarian, whitest kids you know. A little bit of levity, but I think you're correct.
Yeah.
So then my director, I went with Dan Trachtenberg.
Okay.
Specifically because of Prey.
Yeah.
Like,
which I don't...
The Boys, 10 Cloverfield Lane, all of that, but like, get down, get dirty, someone trying to take down an overwhelming force while being unprepared but kind of using their wits to do it.
Yeah.
That is Prey, and that is kind of what we ended up coming up with for the movie.
Yeah. Okay. I think they could work well with each other, like these two.
Yeah.
They could also be like co-directors and co-writers too, because I feel like Dan Trachtenberg also writes all his movies.
Gareth was just writer on Blue Beetle. The director was...
Oh, it was someone else.
Yeah, Angel Manuel Soto.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Angel Manuel Soto.
Yeah, let's go with that, because like...
Who was your director?
Chad Stahelski, who directed John Wick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, because like the edginess of it all, like what, like tonally is what came into my mind, you know?
Right.
The edgy of all that stuff. But Dan Trachtenberg, with you bringing up like, this is, like our Ghost Rider is a guy who doesn't know what he's doing.
Right.
And while John Wick is like a real professional, so of course all his choreography is gonna look freaking awesome.
Right.
While we want a guy who just keeps getting his ass kicked until he solves the problem that he like gets out.
Yeah, the Ghost Rider the John Wick choreography works for our Blackheart, but not for our Ghost Rider.
Yeah. I think you're right. Yeah.
Great, Dan Trachtenberg it is.
Let's do Dan Trachtenberg.
So that is our cast for Ghost Rider. Let me take you through it. Johnny Blaze is going to be Aaron Dominguez. Roxanne Simpson is going to be Isa Gonzalez. Crash Simpson is going to be John Leguizamo. Mephistopheles is going to be Keith David. Mac will be Tom Felton. Blackheart will also be Isa Gonzalez. Our enforcers will be Tyler Dean Flores, Air, Anthony Kerrigan, Earth, and Maria Gabriela de Faria as Water. All of this will be written by Gareth Dunnett Alcocer and directed by Dan Trachtenberg. That is Ghost Rider.
Let's ride!
Awesome. I guess you can go see this movie after reading the comic adaptation?
I'm definitely going to watch this movie, and I'm going to love it. And I'm going to be the guy whose commentary is like, you know what? The comic was like this, but they did it this way, so which is very creative.
Yeah. Well, awesome. No, thank you for making me rewatch this movie, but thank you for being my guest on the podcast again.
Thanks for having me, and I'm glad we're able to watch it. It's funny too, because like the only reason why you even broached the subject, because like I told you like maybe about 2 months ago, it's like I just saw Spirits of Vengeance for the first time, and you kind of looked at me, he's like, you want to come back on a podcast to do Ghost Rider? And I was like, yeah, sure.
This is how we're kicking off season 9. Yeah. Let's fucking go.
Fucking go.
It's good. So yeah, if anyone wants to find you on the internet, where should they go do that?
Yeah, so on BlueSky, I'm Vader Fan. Instagram, I'm Vader Fan OG. You'll also find me occasionally on another podcast called The Morning Rewrite. Very similar to this one, only we write sequels instead of like remakes.
Sure.
So yeah, so definitely check me out on their YouTube channel. I'm there occasionally, and yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. Good.
Any other plugs you want to drop before I do my stuff?
Just recently, I hosted a boxing genre panel.
And you did a very good job.
Thank you. So it should be on the WGA's YouTube site soon. So
this episode's not going to come up for a couple of months. So
okay, so it might be there. It might be there already. Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Dope. If you're interested in finding me, I am on Instagram at Ideal Remake, or you can find me on BlueSky at Sam Gasch, SamGasch. Or you can always join the Dueling Genre Discord and have a conversation about what your favorite run of Ghost Rider is and what your favorite vehicle that has been Ghost Rider-fied has been. And also how crazy you think it is that in some comics, Ghost Rider has taken over and possessed Godzilla.
Yes.
We didn't mention that the whole episode, but it is worth mentioning.
We gotta mention it.
You gotta mention it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the episode. So I will end this episode the same way I end every episode. Yusuf, what is your favorite quote from the movie Ghost Rider?
Okay, I should have consulted it with you first on this part, because like my favorite line is actually in the sequel, Spirits of Vengeance.
That's fine, go for it.
Okay, so my favorite line is, "He's scratching at the door! He's scratching at the door!"
I mean, that's good. I assumed that your favorite line was going to be the one that you quoted to all of your friends during the entire youth after having watched this movie, which is, of course,
"Guilty."